If you're having trouble with 9-inch circulars, which are steel, and you're an English style knitter, here's a suggestion if your stitches are sliding around everywhere and your tension is terribly tight also. One, don't squeeze this yarn terribly tight. It's a matter of practice when it comes to threading the yarn through your hand and holding it on your finger. There are definitely YouTube videos out there that explain more on tension holding, but for me, when I do English style knitting, I'm taking the yarn, wrapping it around the back of my hand, back and front, going around my finger. I might do it twice. Usually I don't, but I'll go through the pinky, around the ring finger so it's on top, under the middle, on top of the pointer, and hold. I might even, for extra tension, wrap it twice. What I'm doing with the left hand is I'm holding the needle with the 3 last fingers gently, just to let it press. Pointer finger sits right behind the stitches. Thumb sits basically on top. Right hand will hold stitches, thumb on top, 3 fingers, again basically cradling the back of the needle. Keeping my pointer finger at the back of the needle, holding those stitches up against the needle. Insert needle, wrap finger and yarn around, pull out. Again, insert needle, keeping my finger on the back, and I keep my thumb as much as I can on the front of the needle also. You don't have to, you can simply hold it all with the left hand, pull it down, then grab it, pull the yarn stitch off. Again, holding everything together. That way this stitch won't just come off because my finger is gripping it. But not death grip, it's just gripping it. Knit the stitch off. With my thumb down, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's pull that off. Naturally, I'm a continental knitter, so this to me is slower, a little bit more difficult, but I do use English style knitting when I do color work. So it is a must to know. Let me get this first stitch back on. Again, you would be joined in the round already, so you wouldn't be doing back and forth like this. Again, finger on the back, thumb on the front, 3 fingers are holding it gently. Again, with the right hand, fingers in the back, same with the pointer, thumb on the front, holding everything. And see, the stitches just want to slide, and that's just because of the steel. If you're utilizing wood needles, the yarn will grip onto the needle and the stitches won't just flip-flop and slide around. So holding the yarn with your fingers helps to give you stabilization. So again, finger on the back, thumb on the top, insert needle. My finger is on the back of all of that. I can lift up and off because I'm holding it. Pull it through. It's a matter of practice, getting used to a 9-inch circular for sure. I will say once your project grows on the needles and you get more material hanging when you're in the round, and this is all the way around, the weight of this will help you to hold on to the needles more. It will give you more to grab onto while you're knitting. So again, to show you, and this is just basic knit stitch over and over. When you're knitting in the round, it will not look like this. This is garter stitch because I'm flipping back and forth. When you're knitting in the round, it could be garter stitch. It depends on what your pattern is doing. But let's say you're doing a sock, you're knitting in the round, and your pattern says just to knit, 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 knit. It's going to be stockinette stitches. It'll be a flat piece of work. It won't be bumpy like this. It also helps to keep the yarn as close to the needle as possible. That way you don't have to do a long stretch to get it to go around the needle. And you'll see how I'm holding everything with the thumbs, the back fingers. Again, if you're in the round, you don't have to do this flipping. You just keep knitting. Tension is a big thing. Again, like I said, it's a matter of practice. You don't have to basically do a death grip on the yarn, because when you do that, your project could pinch and pucker up. So it's just a matter of practice. So when you wrap the yarn, you don't have to do any extra pulling. Unless you see it's terribly loose, you won't have to do that. But this is how you'll do it on a 9-inch circular. And if you want to practice on a larger set of needles, you'd be holding your yarn the same way if you're doing English style. And I did a few stitches in here English style, and my tension is tight. And that's just the nature of my hand. So I definitely have to remember to loosen my grip. So I'll just sometimes lift my whole hand up and off to make sure that the stitches, because you can tell those are tight, the way that they're moving. But these three guys right here, I can move them around easy compared to this. So again, it's just a matter of practice. Again, I'm doing the same exact thing, holding everything together, same way. And again, this is just knitting in the round, English style, holding the needles, minding your tension. But it is definitely a matter of practice.